I am a 25-year-old guy who lost my job in 2020 during the time of the COVID pandemic. My company was heavily affected by the COVID restrictions and made a lot of losses, forcing them to lay off some workers. Unfortunately, I was one of the people who were laid off. For months, I stayed at home with nothing to do and no source of income. It got so bad that I had to leave my rented apartment and move back in with my parents. After making so much progress in life, it felt like I was back where I had started and all my progress had reversed. I now had to start taking money from my parents again to take care of my basic needs. Desperate to change my situation, I went online and began looking for ways to earn money on the internet. I found so many legitimate ways, but there were many hindrances that prevented me from implementing them. A lot of them required startup capital or some money to be invested into the business, which I didn't have. Some also took several months or even years to become successful, and I was impatient because I needed money urgently. I came to realize that a lot of the online gurus and mentors were nicer to you if you are a lady, so I decided to create fake profiles and see if I could get their help that way. I went online and created a fake profile using a girl's picture I saw online and visited the same online platforms. It worked like magic. A lot of guys offered to teach me their money-making ways for free. Some even invested money in the project to help me. As time went on, it became obvious that a lot of these guys weren't interested in my ideas or the business. They just liked the girl whose picture I used. To be honest, it wasn't my plan to scam or use people. It just sort of happened. I needed help, and the people who could help me only wanted to help ladies. So I played the role. After a few months, I had a few online businesses that were running. They weren't super successful, but at least I made enough money to buy some basic stuff. The problem with what I was doing was that eventually the guys made requests that I couldn't fulfill. After chatting with them for a while, they would either want to talk to you on the phone, do video call, or even meet you in person. Some of them would even tell you point blank that you either come and visit them in person or they will stop helping you. The excuse I always give is that I am camera shy and an introvert and they should wait for me to gain the confidence to talk to them. This was just a short-term fix. On few occasions, people discovered that my profile was faked and I was exposed. Those helping me build, and I had to create new accounts. I came to realize that creating fake accounts is not wise in the long term because eventually you will get found out. Sometimes the girl whose pictures you're using discovers you and gets your account deleted. I realized that if I wanted to be more successful at this thing, I had to put in more work. What I did next was wild and bold, and it only worked because I am quite feminine looking and smallish in nature. In fact, back in school, my mates used to tease me as a man-woman and other things like that. So what I did was, I would put on makeup, wear a wig, put on some ladies' clothes and then take some pictures and videos for social media. I would paint my nails with bright colors, wax the parts of my body with too much hair and then apply lotion. I felt really insecure at first, thinking people would know I am a man pretending to be a woman. But strangely enough, nobody did. The hardest part of it all was the voice. My voice still sounded like that of a guy, and it took me a long time to make it sound more feminine. Whenever someone seemed suspicious, I just laughed it off and told them that I am a lady who is really into sports, so I have some masculine features. And that's how 2022 came to be a good year for me. The following on my social media accounts grew massively, and business boomed for me. I made many friends online. Some gave me money just because I said I needed it, others invested in my business, and some just mentored and taught me things. I made it clear to a lot of them that I was in a relationship already, so I can't date them. Others too, I told that I was single but had just come out of a bad relationship, so I wasn't ready to date now. They should give me time. Others were more persistent, so I agreed to date them. If I realized they were serious and had money, I would pay attention to them. We would chat a lot and sometimes do video calls as well. However, whenever it was time for us to meet in person, I always cancelled the plans. After giving you enough excuses that you become tired of me, I'll just block you or stop talking to you. I haven't kept any proper records, but I can say I have made at least 20,000 Cedis doing this last year. If everything goes right, I will make more than that this year. Initially, my plan was to do this for some time and invest the money elsewhere, but considering considering how much money I'm making now, I think I'll just keep doing this. I'm just sharing this because he said we can message you with our interesting experiences and stories. I'll message you in a year or so with an update of how everything goes.